Hey, good day. So ito yung part 1 ng fluid mechanics. Pag-usapan natin yung mga basics. I start with the fundamental properties. So dito tayo sa una. Let's say number 1, ito yung the unit weight. So unit weight or gamma is simply equal to the weight divided by the volume. Let's say number 2, ito naman yung density or sa ibang reference, simply mass density, which is the rho. So ang rho naman is simply equal to the mass divided by the volume. Then let's say number 3, ito yung the specific gravity. So specific gravity dito sa fluid mechanics, ang ginagamit natin is yung small s. The specific gravity of any object is the unit weight of any object divided by unit weight of water. Or pareho lang ito sa density of any object divided by the density of water. Kung mapapansin ninyo, ang ating universal reference ay tubig. So dapat alam natin yung mga fundamental properties ng tubig. We have unit weight of water. Most of the time sa mga board exam, hindi ito given. The 9.81 kilonewtons per cubic meter. Pareho lang ito sa 9,810 newtons per cubic meter, or kapag English naman, ito yung 62.4 pounds per cubic foot. Then we have the density of water, equal ito sa 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Or we can have it as the 1 gram per cc or 1 gram per cubic centimeters. Kapag English naman, ito yung 62.4 pound force ito or pound weight. Gagawin nating pound mass simply divided by the acceleration due to gravity sa English, 32.2. So ano kaya yung value na yan? Okay, so we can have 62.4 that is divided by G sa English, 32.2. That is 1.938. We can have it as 1.938. Ito ay magiging pound mass per cubic foot. Or yung pound mass ay pwede rin sabihin na the slugs. Okay? Pound mass is the same as slugs per cubic foot. Okay, so dapat alam natin yung mga basic properties na to. So let's have an example na lumabas na rin noon sa board exam. A situational problem. So 3 questions. A problem 1, 2, and 3. So glycerin having a volume of 0.452 cubic meter weighs 5,587 newtons. Okay, what is the unit weight? Question number 1. So just observe yung unit ng choices. Ito ay nasa kilonewtons per cubic meter. So basically, parang unit analysis lang gagawin natin. So ang unit weight is gamma, that is equal to the weight divided by the volume. Ang given na weight sa problem na to, we have that as 5,587 newtons. 5,587 newtons. Then, yung kanyang volume, given as 0.452 cubic meter. So, kailangan lang natin mag-convert. Ano ang equivalent ng 1 kilonewton? This is the same as 1,000 newtons. Para lang makancel natin yung unit na newtons. So, if you are to do unit analysis, ang naiwan na lang dyan na unit is in the kilonewtons per cubic meter. So, computing for number 1, ito yung 5,587 divided by 0.452, then divided by 1,000. So para maging kilonewtons per cubic meter, so let's say this is 12.361. Okay, 12.361 kilonewtons per cubic meter. So ganun lang naman si number 1. So ang sagot natin sa number 1 will be, that will be letter D. 12.361 kilonewtons per cubic meter. So dito sa number 2, okay, what is the density of the glycerin? Ang unit naman ay kilograms per cubic meter. We have number 2, we have ang density ay equal sa mass divided by the volume. So i-convert na lang natin yung mass, yung weight, gawin na lang natin na mass. We have the density is equal to, we have 5,587 newtons divided by the volume is 0.452 cubic meter. Okay, multiplied by, anong equivalent ng 1 kilogram sa newtons? Ito yung 9.81 newtons. Okay, 9.81 newtons is 1 kilogram. Cancel lang natin yung unit na newtons. So, ang naiwan na unit will be kilograms per cubic meter. So, we'll be having the density. The density will be equal to, that is 5,587 divided by the volume, 0.452 divided by 9.81. So, this is equal to 1,260.002. Okay, 1,260.002. Ang unit na naiwan ay kilograms per cubic meter. So, sa choices natin, 1,260, that will be, letter A tayo. Number 3, what is the specific gravity of glycerin? So, pag specific gravity, pwede tayong gumamit ng unit weight, pwede rin naman na density. Okay, we have number 3, specific gravity is the unit weight of any object divided by the unit weight of water. Ano yung unit weight na na-compute natin? That is 12.361 kilonewtons per cubic meter. So, take note na ang specific gravity ay unitless. So, dapat yung divisor natin, the same unit. So, ano yung unit weight ng water na kilonewtons per cubic meter? Ito yung 9.81 kilonewtons per cubic meter para maging unitless. Okay, so, computing for the specific gravity, we have S is now equal to, ito yung 12.361 divided by gamma water, the 9.81. That is 1.20. Sabihin na lang natin, 1.26. Okay, check natin sa choices, 1.26. Okay, that will be letter B. So, pwede rin naman gamitan class actually ng raw. Kung gagamit naman tayo ng raw, the specific gravity is the density of any object divided by the density of water. Ano ba yung nakuha natin na density? 1,260.00002 yata ito kanina dapat. That is divided by, or yung unit nito ay kilograms per cubic meter. So, dapat unitless. So, dapat the same unit yung gamma water, density of water. 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. So, canceling yung unit, the specific gravity, yung S natin will be the same as 1.26. So, it's either using yung gamma, pwede tayong gumamit ng gamma, o di kaya density. So, ito yung mga tinatawag natin na appetizer problem sa hydraulics. Pati rin naman sa geotech. So, it's either lupa or tubig or any liquid. Okay, ito yung mga tinatanong minsan, the unit weight, the density, and the specific gravity. So, that will be our solution for problem 1 to 3. Pag-usapan naman natin ang pressure. Dito sa fluid mechanics, meron tayong tinatawag na absolute pressure or the pressure absolute. Ang equivalent nito ay yung atmospheric pressure plus the pressure gauge. So basically, pressure gauge, supposedly pressure reading ito using a gauge. Pero dito, kapag manually compute or manual computation, ito yung gamma, ay gamma H. So, in some cases na hindi given ang atmospheric pressure or the PATM or the barometric pressure, gamitin natin yung constants. Ito yung 101.325 kilopascals or pareho lang ito sa 14.7 pounds per square inch kapag English. Kapag in terms of the height of mercury naman, ito yung 760 millimeters of mercury. So, yung mga values na to, ito ay sa sea level. Okay? Yung atmospheric pressure at sea level. So, let's have an example. Okay, so, let's have problem number 4. Determine the absolute pressure at a depth of 10 meters below the free surface of oil with a specific gravity of 0.75. If the barometric reading is 752 millimeters of mercury. So, meron tayong oil dito na ang specific gravity ay 0.75. Okay, the depth of the liquid is 10 meters. Kapag ginagamit rin yung term na open tank or yung sinabi niyo sa problem na to, free surface, magko-consider tayo ng atmospheric pressure. Okay, kapag sinabing closed tank, magne-neglect tayo ng atmospheric pressure. So, hinahanap yung absolute pressure. That is, okay, P absolute is equal to the atmospheric pressure, PATM, plus, okay, the pressure gauge. So, let's say, sabihin ko na lang, P sub G. Pero in terms of the height of mercury, okay, most of the time sa mga passboard, hindi given yung specific gravity ng mercury. So, dapat alam natin yung specific gravity ng mercury ay 13.6. So, yung given na height niya is 752 millimeters. Kung gagawin kong meter, ito yung 0.752 meters of mercury. So, ang gagamitin na lang natin sa pagkuha ng pressure absolute dito, pressure absolute is the summation of gamma H. So, paano pala kumuha ng gamma ng ibang liquid? Ang specific gravity ay unit weight of any object divided by unit weight of water. Kaya kung gusto kong kumuha ng gamma or unit weight ng ibang object or ibang liquid, ito yung kanyang specific gravity times the gamma of water. So, summation of gamma H tayo. We have the pressure absolute is, unahin natin yung atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is mercury. Ano yung gamma ng mercury? Ito yung 13.6 times gamma water, 9.81. Ano yung height ng mercury or yung barometric pressure or that is the atmospheric pressure? So, that is 0.752 meters or yung given na 752 millimeters. Ito yung ating PATM. Okay, plus pressure gauge is gamma H. Ano yung unit weight ng oil? Ito yung 0.75 para maging gamma ng oil times gamma water, 9.81. Ano yung height ng oil? Given na 10 meters. So this will be the total pressure dun sa ilalim ng tank or the absolute pressure. So computing for that value, that is 13.6 times 9.81. Ito yung gamma ng mercury. Yung height dun sa barometer is 0.752. Ginawa kong meter. Plus, sa oil, 0.75 times 9.81. Ito yung gamma oil. Yung height ng oil ay 10 meters. So that will be equal to 173.904. 173.904 kilonewtons per square meter kung mag-unit analysis tayo. Kilonewtons per square meter or pareho lang ito sa kilopascals. Okay, check natin sa choices. Problem number 4. Okay, so pinakamalapit na value, 173.9. That will be letter B for question number 4. So ito yung solution natin for problem number 4. Okay, so dito naman tayo sa problem number 5. In the figure shown, if the atmospheric pressure is 101.03 kilopascals and the absolute pressure at the bottom of the open tank is 231.3 kilopascals, what is the specific gravity of the unknown liquid? Okay, so take note na kapag layers of liquid, as we go down, habang papailalim, yung specific gravity ay nag-i-increase. So, kung i-observe natin, 0.891. So, basically, that is water. Ito yung unknown specific gravity. Tapos, mercury, 13.6. Okay, so according dito sa problem, ay meron tayong atmospheric pressure. So, let's say we have PATM. Ito yung given, kaya ito yung gagamitin natin. 101.03 kilopascals. Then, P absolute dito sa ilalim ng tangke. We have the absolute pressure is equal to 231.3 kilopascals. So, sinabi niya rin class sa problem na open tank. Okay, so this is an open tank. So, supposedly, open yung tangke natin. So, hindi siya parang close, kagaya nitong sa figure. So, how do we compute for absolute pressure? Ano ba equivalent ng absolute pressure? We have P absolute. We have the pressure absolute is basically equal to the atmospheric pressure, okay, P atm, plus okay, the pressure gauge. So, sabihin ko na lang P sub G yung pressure gauge. So, ano yung magnitude ng P absolute? We have 231.3 kilopascals is equal to P atm. Ito yung given, kaya ito yung gagamitin natin. 101.03 kilopascals plus ay the pressure gauge. So, compute natin yung equivalent ng pressure gauge. So, that is the same as 231.3 minus 101.03. So, yung lumabas dito is equal to 130.27 kilopascals. So, yung pressure gauge na to is supposedly pressure reading using a gauge. So, paano ba tayo nagko-compute ng pressure gauge? Kapag layers of liquid, ito yung summation of the unit weight of the liquid multiplied by their corresponding height. So, dapat in terms of kilopascals. So, we have that as 130.27 kilopascals is equal to, consider natin yung first liquid. So, meron siyang specific gravity na 0.85. So, that is 0.89, sorry. 0.89 times gamma water, 9.81 para maging unit weight ng liquid na to. Then, multiplied by its corresponding height, 1.5 meters. Then, plus, the next specific gravity is 1. So, tubig lang ito. That is 9.81 times yung height niya ay 2.5 meters. Then, plus, yun yung specific gravity ng unknown liquid, S, times gamma water, 9.81. Tapos, corresponding height is 2.9 meters. Okay, plus, yung last layer natin is mercury. We have that as 13.6 times 9.81. Yung kanyang height is equal to 0.4. So, kung titingnan natin yung equation na to, ang unknown na lang is yung the specific gravity S. So, let's compute. So, we have that as 130.27 is equal to, yung first layer is 0.89 times gamma water, 9.81. Corresponding height is 1.5 meters. Then plus, tubig lang, 9.81. Its height is 2.5. Then plus, sabihin na lang natin, alpha x for the unknown liquid ay 9.81. Tapos yung height niya is 2.9 meters. Then plus, last layer, mercury, 13.6 times 9.81. Yung height niya is 0.4. So, shift solve tayo. So, yung lumabas dito is equal to, we have the specific gravity of the unknown liquid is 1.381. Okay? So, that is 1.3807 or 1.381. If you are to check that value sa choices natin, so 1.381 for question number 5, so that will be letter C. So, this will be our solution for question number 5. Okay, so we go to problem number 6. Estimate the height to which water will rise in a capillary tube of diameter 3 mm. Use sigma equal to 0.0728 Newton per meter. And alam natin ito, gamma water, 9,810 newtons per cubic meter. So, ito yung capillary rise. Ito yung kapag nagsawsaw tayo ng maliit na tube. Okay, kindly observe, napakaliit ng diameter, 3 mm. Kapag nagsawsaw tayo ng maliit na tube sa isang liquid, ang mangyayari is papasok yung liquid. Okay, that is, yan, tataas siya compared to the normal level ng liquid. So, kakapit siya dito sa tube. Bakit siya kakapit? That is because of the surface tension. So, yung sigma na given kanina, yun yung surface tension. Usually, ang given na unit nito sa mga problems ay nasa Newton per meter. So, how do we compute for the rise of the liquid? So, we have the formula H is equal to, we have 4 times the sigma, or that is the surface tension, then cosine of theta divided by the unit weight of the liquid times the diameter of the tube. Basically, yung formula na to nanggaling lang sa summation forces vertical equal to 0. So, summation forces lang yung pinanggalingan ng derivation niya. Okay? So, gawin natin na meter na lang yung diameter. That is 3 millimeters or 0.003 meter. Para lang lahat ng given is in terms of meter. Then, kung hindi given yung value ng theta, let's say, theta is not given, we can assume the value of theta to be 0 degree. So, in some cases, kapag hindi siya given, pwedeng 0 degree. So, we have, the capillary rise. Let's substitute. We have the capillary rise equal to 4 times, the sigma is 0.0728 Newton per meter. That is the surface tension. Cosine of 0 degree, pero alam natin ang cosine 0 is simply equal to 1. Divided by the gamma water, 9,810 newtons per cubic meter. Then, the diameter of the tube, in meter na rin, 0.03 meter. Yan. Kung mag-unit analysis tayo dyan, cancelling newtons, meter, meter, meter cube. So, cancelling yung meter na to, ang maiwan dito is meter na lang. Then, pupunta na siya sa numerator since, denominator siya dun sa baba. We'll be having the value of H in terms of meter. Pero nasa millimeter yung nasa choices, kaya mag-multiply tayo ng 1,000 mm. This is per 1 meter. So, this will be the capillary rise. So, kapag positive pala, kapag positive, obviously, pataas. Kapag positive yung H. Pero kapag pababa naman, ibig sabihin nun is, ang lalabas dapat is negative H. Yun naman yung capillary depression. So, computing for the value of H, bago lumukas yung ulan, ulit, 0.0728, 4 times 0.0728, this is divided by gamma water is 9,810 times 0.003. So, this will be in terms of meter. So, times 1,000 para maging millimeters, yung sagot natin, that will be equal to 9.895 millimeters. And it is positive, kaya ibig sabihin, capillary rise. Check natin sa choices, 9.895 mm. So pinakamalapit na sa choices natin will be letter A, 9.9. So this will be our solution for problem number 6, the capillary rise. Tuloy natin sa problem number 7. Estimate the capillary depression per mercury in a glass capillary tube 2 mm in diameter. Use sigma equal to 0.514 Newton per meter and theta is equal to 140 degrees. So, nangyayari yung capillary depression kapag malapot yung liquid or high viscous yung liquid or mataas yung viscosity. For example, kung magdidip tayo ng tube dito sa liquid mercury, hindi makakapasok yung liquid doon sa loob ng tube. So, ang term doon is the capillary depression. So, ito yung mga given, diameter, the surface tension, tapos given yung value ng theta equal to 140 degrees. So, computing for the capillary depression, H is equal to 4 times the sigma. 4 times sigma, this is cosine of theta, divided by the unit weight of the liquid times the diameter of the tube. So again, most of the time, hindi given yung specific gravity ng mercury, kaya paki-memorize. Okay, kunin natin yung equivalent value ng H. Okay, substitution. Ito yung 4 times 0.514 Newton per meter. Okay, multiplied by the cosine of theta, cosine of 140 degrees. To be divided by gamma ng mercury, that is 13.6. Gamitin natin dito 9,810 newtons per cubic meter para consistent sa unit. Okay, that is for the gamma water. Diameter ng tube, 0.002 meter. So we'll be having the value of H. Okay. Kung unit analysis, cancelling newtons, this is meter, meter, meter cube. Itaas natin yung remaining unit. That is the meter. So ang expected unit ng value na to will be in meter. So that is, we have 4 times, okay, 0.514, then cosine of 140 degrees, okay, to be divided by gamma ng mercury, 13.6 times gamma water, 9,810. Okay, tube diameter, 0.002. So we have that as, okay, yung sign is negative 5.903 times 10 raised to negative 3. Okay, 5.903 times 10 raised to negative 3 meter. Then, kung gusto natin gawing millimeters, this is multiplied by 1,000 millimeters is to 1 meter. So, this value multiplied by 1,000, that is equal to 5.903. So, we have H is equal to negative 5.903 millimeters. Okay, ano yung ibig sabihin ng negative sign? Basically, kapag negative yung nakukuha natin dito sa capillary, okay, ang ibig sabihin lang naman ng negative is depression. The capillary depression. Okay? So, check natin if we have this value sa choices, negative 5.03. Okay, absolute value lahat nung nasa choices, lahat ay positive. So, that will be letter C. Okay, 5.9 millimeters. Okay, that will be our solution for problem number 7. Okay, we proceed to submerged surfaces. Unahin natin yung vertical submerged surface. So, for example, we have this rectangular plate. Sabihin na lang natin na yung kanyang dimension ay, let's say, B times D. Okay, the usual na tinatanong dito sa submerged surface is yung pag-compute ng total, the total force acting on the submerged plate. So, how do you compute for that force? Kapag tubig, yung term is the hydrostatic force. That is, the force is equal to the unit weight of the liquid multiplied by the bar H multiplied by the area. So, kung rectangular lang naman siya, basically, the area is B times D. Okay, ano naman yung definition natin ng bar H or the H bar? So, take note na applicable lang yung H bar na to or the bar H kapag zero pressure yung surface, okay, papunta sa center of gravity. Basically, that it's the distance from the liquid surface considering na sinabi niya sa problem or malinaw sa problem na zero pressure yung liquid surface. Okay, that is from the liquid surface to the center of gravity. Okay. That is the definition of bar H natin. So, zero pressure at the surface to the center of gravity. Kapag may pressure, for example, kapag yung pressure sa liquid surface is not equal to zero, this formula is not applicable. So, hopefully, alam natin yung limitation ng formula na to. So, saan ba yung point of action ng total force? Yung point of action of the total force is, okay, yun yung C sub CP. Sabihin na lang natin CP. That is the center of pressure. That is at a distance E from the center of gravity. So, ano yung definition natin for E? Okay, yung E dito is yung tinatawag natin na eccentricity. So, how do we compute for the eccentricity kapag vertical surface? That is, the eccentricity is equal to the moment of inertia of the section divided by the area of the section times the bar h. So again, yung formula na to is applicable only for vertical surfaces. Okay, so let's have an example for this case. Okay, so let's have this situational problem. Lumabas na rin ito noon sa board exam. A 3.5 meter square plate is immersed in water in a vertical position such that the two edges of the square are horizontal. The immersion is such that the center of pressure in the plate is 12 centimeters from the center of gravity. Okay, take note na yung distance from the center of pressure to the center of gravity, yung tawag natin doon is yung eccentricity, that is E. So, given siya as 12 centimeters, that is the same as 0.12 meter. Okay, so question number 8. How far below the water surface should the upper part of the plate be submerged? Okay, so ito yung plate natin, submerged plate. So according to the problem, that is a 3.5 meter square. So far, ang given for question number 8, yung given dito is yung eccentricity, that is 0.12 meter or the 12 centimeters. So ang hinahanap natin dito sa question number 8, gaano raw kalalim yung upper part or upper edge nung plate. So, sabihin na lang natin dito, ilagay ko na lang siya as, let's say this is the 8 sub 1. Okay, so since given yung eccentricity, how do we compute for eccentricity? Ito yung E equal to the moment of inertia of the section. This is divided by the area of the section times the bar h. So, for rectangular section, kapareho lang din naman sa square. Ito yung BD cube over 12 for the moment of inertia. So, using yung formula na to, makukuha muna natin. Okay, first thing to solve ay yung bar h. So, eccentricity, mag-substitute tayo. The eccentricity is equal to 0.12 meter. Ano yung moment of inertia niya? Ito yung base niya is 3.5. Yung height ng square plate is also 3.5. This is a cube all over 12. So, all over the moment, the area, ano yung area niya? That is a square. So, 3.5 times 3.5. This is multiplied by the bar h. So, compute natin yung value ng bar h. That is 0.12 is equal to, that is 3.5 times 3.5 cube. Sabihin ko na lang, 3.5 raised to 4. This is divided by 12. Then, all over, that is the area, 3.5 times 3.5 is 3.5 squared. Then, alpha x na lang para dun sa bar h. Okay, shift solve. So, yung bar h natin dito is 8.507. Okay, so we have the value of the bar h is equal to 8.507 meters. Okay, kung ilalagay natin siya dito sa figure, okay, the value of the bar h is equal to 8.507 meter. Pero yung tanong kasi sa number 8 is yung value ng h1. Di ba ang center of gravity ay nasa gitna ng height since this is a square. So, alam natin na yung distance na to, since that is a 3.5 square, this is 3.5 divided by 2. Okay? So, solving for the value of h sub 1, okay, yung equivalent ng bar h natin dito, okay, please refer dito sa figure natin. Yung bar h is equal to, yun yung h sub 1 plus kalahati nung height nung submerged plate, 3.5 over 2. So this is, okay, 8.507 equal to yung h1, kung gaano kalalim yung upper part, plus 3.5, okay, divided by 2. So, kunin natin yung 8 sub, this is 8 sub 1. Okay, based sa figure natin, that will be simply 8.507 minus 3.5 divided by 2. Okay, so yung lalabas dito is 6.757. Okay, 6.757 meters. Okay, check natin kung meron ito sa choices for problem number 8. 6.757. Okay, pinakamalapit na sa choices natin, that will be letter A. 6.76. Okay, proceed na tayo sa question number 9. What is the distance of the center of pressure from the water surface? So, yung center of pressure, that is the same as the location of the point of action ng total hydrostatic force. Okay, sabihin na lang natin that this is the Y sub P. Paano ba kumuha ng Y sub P? So, basically, ito yung ang Y sub P o yung location ng center of pressure, ito yung bar H, idagdag lang natin yung eccentricity. So, Y sub P is simply equal to the bar H plus E. Yun lang naman yung question number 9. Okay, so for question number 9, the location of the center of pressure, nilagay ko dito as Y sub P. Ito yung bar H plus the eccentricity. Okay, ano yung value ng bar H natin? That is 8.507 meters plus yung E, given na siya kanina, that is 0.12 meter. So, this is the depth of the center of pressure. Okay, kunin natin. That is 8.507 meters plus given eccentricity, 0.12. That will be equal to 8.627 meters. Okay, check natin sa choices if we have this value, the 8.627 meters. 8.627, pinakamalapit sa choices, that's problem number 9, 8.63. Then sa number 10, determine the hydrostatic force acting on the plate. Take note na sa problem na to, wala siyang binanggit pala na liquid na pressure sa liquid surface. Kaya parang i-assume natin na zero pressure yung surface. Yung question number 10 is hinahanap yung total hydrostatic force. So for number 10, applicable ito, gamma bar H times the area. So sinabi sa problem na yung liquid is tubig. We have the force that is 9.81 kilonewtons per cubic meter. Na-compute na natin to kanina, yung bar H. Okay, the bar H is equal to 8.507 meters. Ano yung area? That is a square plate. That is 3.5 by 3.5. So basically, yung unit nito ay square meter. Kung mag-unit analysis tayo for this first example, square meter, cancel yung cubic meter. So obviously, since force yung hinahanap natin, dapat yung unit ay nasa kilonewtons. Okay, that will be 9.81 multiplied by the bar H, 8.507. Then, multiplied by the area, 3.5 squared. So we have that as 1,022.307. 1,022.307 kilonewtons. That is for question number 10. Check natin. Yung pinakamalapit na dito will be 1,022.3. Letter A. So this will be our solution for situation 8, 9, 10. Okay? So again, lumabas na rin ito noon sa board exam.